want to talk about a subject that's been much on my mind, and that's the issue of charity and charitable giving. Charitable giving, as we know, is seen as a noble and moral duty. And many of us donate to charities, NGOs, we found and support charities, we engage in random acts of kindness to help those in need. And while this generosity is admirable, it does little to fix the root causes of poverty and suffering in our country, South Africa. And with the recent Trump administration putting USAID on hold, the world is beginning to see the often corrupt and inefficient nature of foreign aid. And this moment should make us reflect on our own charitable efforts and whether they're genuinely solving problems. South Africa's had a long tradition of charitable organizations working to alleviate poverty, provide healthcare, and support education. However, 3 decades of ANC rule have entrenched systemic problems that charity alone cannot fix. And instead of empowering individuals, ANC policies have created a dependent, struggling underclass, while politicians and their connected ANC cadres continue to enrich themselves. Many well-intentioned donations effectively subsidize the ANC's failures, allowing them to continue their destructive socialist policies. Rather than addressing the core issues, charities often focus on mitigating the symptoms of ANC misrule, while the ruling party laughs all the way to the bank. In today's South Africa, the ANC continues to implement race-based economic policies that discourage investment and discourage economic growth. We're at less than 1%. Government corruption and inefficiency remain rampant, with billions wasted annually on failed projects and mismanagement. And many South Africans like you give generously to charity, but fail to support political or policy-driven organizations that could bring real change. Internationally, skepticism about foreign aid is growing, with more people questioning whether it helps or merely perpetuates dependency. And in a failing state like South Africa, charity alone cannot be the solution. Every cent given to charity is money that could have gone to supporting political parties and organizations that are actively fighting to fix the country. And while charity makes you donors feel good, it does not remove the ANC kleptocrats and incompetents who are in power. South Africa spends over 250 billion rand annually on social grants, yet poverty and unemployment continue to rise. The ANC has mismanaged over 1.5 trillion rand through corruption and waste in the last decade alone. Despite billions in charitable donations, service delivery has declined due to ANC government incompetence. The Democratic Alliance, Patriotic Alliance, Inkatha Freedom Party, Freedom Front Plus, and African Christian Democratic Party, ACDP, all struggle with funding, while the ANC benefits from state resources. Pro-democracy organizations, excellent ones, like the Free Market Foundation, Institute of Race Relations, AfriForum, Solidariteit, and other superb civil institutions, play a critical role in educating voters and advocating for better policies, but they need financial support. In the 2021 municipal elections, the ANC received 46% of votes, despite widespread dissatisfaction, largely because opposition parties lacked the funding to compete effectively. I firmly believe that political change, not charity, is the only way to fix South Africa's structural problems. And if the ANC remains in power, no amount of charitable giving will prevent continued economic decline. International studies show that political engagement is much more effective than philanthropy when it comes to long-term societal improvement. Countries with strong political opposition and policy-driven organizations tend to experience more sustainable economic growth. South Africa's largest charitable organizations received millions in donations. Yet research indicates that funding opposition parties and policy think tanks and civil society is more effective in driving systemic change than direct charitable donations. If South Africans redirect charitable giving towards political change, opposition parties could fund stronger campaigns, attract more voters, and properly challenge the ANC's dominance. Think tanks like Free Market Foundation and IRR could expand their voter education program and push for better policies, and economic policies could shift towards growth, job creation, and reduced government interference. However, if South Africans continue prioritizing charity over political change, then the ANC will remain in power, continuing to mismanage the country. Charitable organizations will remain overwhelmed as poverty and unemployment rise, and the country's economic decline will accelerate, increasing the need for charity rather than reducing it. So the choice is clear. Do we continue putting a bandage on the problem, or do we start to fund real solutions? Donating to charity makes us feel good, I know that. But if we truly want to save South Africa, we must invest in political change and policy advocacy.